How are you?
I am doing great, Libby. Thank you so much for joining me today to talk about Habit. I love this movie. I mean, I just love this movie on so many different levels. I've actually watched it a couple of times already. And I mean, there's so much to explore and to discover in this movie, especially with a second viewing. So, I kind of call it an American version of Nuns on the Run.
Totally. Yeah. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And we wanted it to be a really fun movie. And like totally one of those movies that you can watch a bunch of times and find all like the juicy nuggets and enjoy what it looks like too.
I love the
Yeah.
God Squad. I mean, they're just like my favorite, and this is an LA story at heart, isn't it?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
And was that when you were writing this? Was that like, look, we got to put this in LA because there's not many LA stories anymore, is there?
We definitely wanted it to be in LA. And it is based on a lot of things Janelle and I went through, and there was just no other place we could imagine it. So,
Hey,
yeah.
I thought you might have something not against LA, but experiences in LA because you're like you say keep moving. LA is a trap. The ground is tar. There was a lot of kind of like the underbelly of Los Angeles.
Well, yeah, I know that is true. But I mean, I'm a real LA lover. Janelle moved out of LA. I think she has a lot of love for it. But a lot of people do get trapped. But got to keep your head up. Got to
And
be.
watching this movie, Bella Thorne, man, she's an acting tour de force. She just carries this entire movie. I was just amazed at her energy, her innovation. She was just absolutely stunning in this film.
She is, and I felt that working with her. I had a lot to learn from her, and I mean, she honestly, she as a person too, and she's younger than me, but she has a whole lifetime of doing this.
And tell me about working with Janelle Shercliffe, being the director and writing with her. Tell me about your writing style. I mean, did you write together? Did you send emails? Did you do it over Zoom? Because so many teams that
Gosh.
write movies have a unique style in creating a script.
Oh my gosh. Well, Janelle and I met when we were like 13, 12 or 13, A. And she's always been like this rock for me. And we were both going through a really hard time. She had had a baby and she was all alone. And I was, oh gosh, like my son had just started preschool and nobody liked me. And I was all heartbroken about it. And so I call her crying. She's like, "Come over. We're going to write a movie. I know you want to be a writer and you're not getting the parts as an actor that you want." So I come over and she's like breastfeeding her baby. And we have this book about screenwriting and we just start writing. And the story beamed down and she had an aesthetic that she wanted because her eye is so keen, and her photography and her all the work she's done before. And I had gone to a past life person, and he told me I was an Irish nun in my past life, but I was a bad girl. I got sent there. So we had all these ideas kind of floating around, and then it just happened.
Well, one thing I noticed from this movie, it's definitely the female gaze. There's a female vibe to this movie, very hip, and also the colors and shades and the costumes. I swear, it's like being at a rave for 2 hours watching this movie.
Thank you for noticing that. Like Janelle, her eye and her style is so impeccable. Her hand was in all of it. She had a color scheme. Even if there was like a chair on the set that didn't fit, it was gone. And she would bring her own wardrobe in and be putting it on extras. And that's what I love about her. She's so dedicated to her art, and I've got to give it to her. She made that happen.
So many great characters in the movie, and I love Queenie, and she's my favorite. And if you two don't sit down and write Queenie's own movie, you're missing a great opportunity.
She's incredible. I remember when we were acting that whole scene where she has me when she's torturing me, and I was like, wow, this girl's really out there. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. And then I saw her on screen, and I was like, oh my god, she has it. Like, she's a star. She did it.
Oh, absolutely. And and also lying on that surgical table, that was pretty intense, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the snakes. That big one was named Steve. And he got tired by the end of the day. And when he gets tired, he squeezes.
As snakes do.
Yeah, that was scary.
And balancing out Queenie is tough. An English cowboy. I mean, you guys must have been feeling good that day when you were writing these characters.
I mean, he's the coolest, that guy. I love his band, and he was such a gentleman. He did a great job too. Yeah, we were so lucky. What a cool cast.
I think Habit's going to end up being such a cult favorite. I mean, it really is because of the energy, the colors. I mean, like I said, I've watched it multiple times because there's just so much going by. And but I think it's just going to gain an audience that's just going to just love this film.
I really appreciate it. I grew up with like this little TV in my room, and at the time it was like all um Scorsese and Tarantino, and I was just like, I miss those kinds of movies. I want to make a girl power movie like that, you know.
Absolutely. And you guys did a great job on it. And thank you so much for joining me today. I had an awesome time with this film. And remember, you got to call up Janelle and get that Queenie movie going, get a story outline, because all I kept thinking was, where's her backstory? Because she was awesome.
Josie's gonna love that. And thank you for getting us. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Come visit us in Las Vegas soon. We'd love to have you.
I love Las Vegas.
Oh.